I wanted to throw in an extra chapter into our WordPress training here for you because I want to make sure that you know how to take what you've created locally on your Mac or on your PC and you know how to upload it to a live web server. In other words, taking everything that we've built here together and then moving it from our local machine up to a live web server so that the general public can come and visit our website, right? This is crucial. This is critical, right? So it's a little bit involved. It's going to take a couple of steps to completely pull off. But maybe what I'll do is I'll give you kind of the quick 5-cent summary here, and then we'll actually go and do all this stuff. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to export our local database. Remember, there's two parts to our WordPress site or our WordPress blog. There's the PHP files and the CSS and the HTML, all the stuff that makes up the front end. And then there's also the back end, the database, right? So we're going to export that back end database. Then we're going to have to do a little bit of searching and reconfiguring inside a file or two. Hopefully that shouldn't be a big deal. And then on our live server or on our remote server, we're going to go and create a brand new empty database, which we will then go and import the exported local database into, if that makes sense. And then finally, what we'll do is we'll upload all of the front-end files, the PHP, HTML, and CSS files, up to the live web server. And then the absolute last step would be to basically take a look at everything that's now on the live web server, make sure everything's functioning correctly, tour through the site, all that good stuff. So as I say, it's going to involve a couple of steps here, but again, hopefully nothing too insane or technical or anything like that. So the first thing that I'm going to do here with you is we're going to go and export that local database. Okay, now for our Mac users, of course, I'm still running MAMP here, right? And what I'm going to do inside MAMP is I'm going to click on Open Start Page, and that, of course, brings me to the MAMP Start Page. And what I'll do is I'll click on PHP My Admin right at the top there. Now, for our Windows users, what I'd like you to do is pop open a new browser window and navigate to http://localhost//php My Admin. And that should bring you to the same screen that we see here, or something very, very similar. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is over on the left-hand side, look for the database that you had created way back when, which is driving your local WordPress blog, right? So there's mine. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And then, of course, that database opens up inside PHP My Admin. And then the next thing that I'll do is from the tabs across the top here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Export. Go ahead and do the same if you're following along. Now, in the next screen that appears here, underneath this export area here, go ahead and click on Select All. Everything is already selected inside this little box here, but I'm just being kind of paranoid. I want to make sure that everything is selected there. And then what I'll do is I'll scroll all the way down, just make sure that SQL is selected. It should be. And then scroll down a little bit further and make sure to put a check beside Save As File. And then way over towards the bottom right, go ahead and click on Go. Now, what will happen is the SQL file, a .SQL file, will be downloaded. Not really, but because everything's local here, but it's going to be downloaded to your wherever your downloads are saved for your browser. So let me just hide my browser for a second here. I designated my desktop as the downloads folder. So you might have to go into your downloads folder or your documents folder or what have you. But there we go. We have 10ton_wp.sql. That's my local database. Okay, so that's the database that I want to eventually wind up importing on the live web server. So the first step is out of the way. I hope it's making sense so far. Let's continue with the process of uploading our local site.